The Kansas City Chiefs are back, but the big question remains. Can they overcome their injury woes and keep their offense clicking in 2025? Patrick Mahomes is still the elite quarterback we all expect, but his weapons on the outside? That's where the drama is unfolding. Today, we're diving deep into the Chiefs' wide receiver room, the uncertain futures of key players, and how Andy Reid is leaning even more heavily on one of the greatest tight ends of all time, Travis Kelce, to keep this team on top. If you love NFL talk, breakdowns, and insider info, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Entering last season, the Chiefs' wide receiver group was already under scrutiny. Unfortunately, a lot hasn't changed heading into 2025. Patrick Mahomes continues to play at an elite level, no doubt there, but his options downfield have been drastically limited, thanks in large part to injuries that have devastated the Chiefs' receiving corps. First up, the injury to Marquise Hollywood Brown. Brown is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous vertical threats in the league, and his chemistry with Mahomes has been a key component in Andy Reid's offense. But his absence threw a wrench into the Chiefs' offensive plans. Then there's Rashee Rice, who had his own misfortune, getting tangled up during an interception and only managing to play 4 games last season. But that's just part of the bigger picture. If we look at the numbers, the drop-off is clear. The Chiefs' total yards per game slid from 351 yards, which ranked 8th in the NFL in 2023, down to 327.7 yards per game, putting them 16th this past season. Their passing yards took a similar hit, down from 261.4 yards per game, 6th in the league, to 222.4 yards per game, 14th. So what's going on with the Chiefs' wide receiver room in 2025? Andy Reid made sure to bring in options. That means Hollywood Brown is back, and so are Xavier Worthy, Jalen Royals, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Nico Remigio. It's a crowded room with some serious competition. But more options mean tough decisions, and that's where things get complicated. One big issue: Rashee Rice is likely out for a while, dealing with legal troubles after a high-speed car crash in Dallas. Sentenced to 30 days with 5 years probation, Rice is expected to face a long suspension from the league, which leaves a massive hole at receiver. With so many names fighting for snaps, Andy Reid has to make cuts, and according to Chiefs insider Lyle Graverson of Arrowhead Addict, the axe might fall on a surprising candidate: second-round pick Skyy Moore. Graverson's latest 53-man roster projection didn't pull any punches. He said outright that Skyy Moore's days with the Chiefs are numbered. Now this is significant. Moore was once seen as a promising piece in the Chiefs' offense, but injuries have severely limited his production. In 2024, he played just 6 games, caught 0 passes on 3 targets, before a core muscle injury ended his season early. Over his 4 years in Kansas City, Moore logged 43 receptions for 494 yards and 1 touchdown across 36 career games. But this is his 4th and final year under contract, making this a do-or-die season for him to make the final roster. Some insiders and former Chiefs players are still rooting for him, though. Former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn recently commented on Moore's situation. Skyy is a second-round pick, so he's going to get every opportunity. But just because you're a second-round pick, you can still go to the back. In other words, Moore has the talent and pedigree, but if he can't produce, the Chiefs won't hesitate to move on. Skyy Moore himself is motivated. He's put on serious muscle in the offseason and wants to prove he can be a starter. Patrick Mahomes is clear about how the team will make decisions moving forward, based on performance. Mahomes said back in July, his job is to come in here and compete. He also praised Moore as one of the hardest workers in the room. But here's the thing. In 2022, Moore was viewed as the future. Now, heading into 2025, he might be forgotten unless he steps up, and fast. That potential void in the wide receiver room puts even more pressure on another Chiefs legend, Travis Kelce. Last season, the Chiefs fell short of the ultimate prize, and Kelce, the veteran tight end, openly discussed his age and injuries. Many wondered if this might be the twilight of his career, but Andy Reid has other plans. Reid initially wanted to limit Kelce's workload to keep him fresh, especially after Kelce expressed his desire to keep playing but in a more limited role. Fast forward to 2025, and the responsibility on Kelce has actually doubled. Why? Because of Rashee Rice's legal troubles and potential suspension, the Chiefs have no choice but to rely on the Mahomes-Kelce connection more than ever. This is the bailout blueprint Andy Reid might lean on to keep the offense humming come September. NFL analyst Ryan Clark put it bluntly on NFL Live. This team is still going 15-2 no matter who's on the field. It revolves around Travis Kelce. It revolves around Patrick Mahomes. That's the math Reid has always banked on. When you have Mahomes and Kelce on the field, you have answers. Even with defenses keying on him and battling injuries, Kelce led the Chiefs in targets last season with 97 catches for 823 yards and 3 touchdowns. Sure, those yardage totals were down compared to his prime, but that came with more chip blocks and fewer deep looks. When it mattered most, in January, Kelce showed he still owns the biggest stage. Over the last 2 regular seasons combined, Kelce has racked up 190 receptions, 1,807 yards, and 8 touchdowns. And that's not even counting the playoffs, where he remains the most productive tight end in NFL history. Nobody in the league has more postseason catches than Travis Kelce. So yes, Andy Reid wanted to throttle Kelce's workload, but this isn't the NBA with load management. This is a dynasty chasing another Super Bowl, and the NFL doesn't give you breathers. As long as Patrick Mahomes is out there working his magic, Travis Kelce will be right behind him, turning broken plays into back-breaking moments for opponents. But for the Chiefs' wide receiver room, Andy Reid's still got a big decision to make. The competition is fierce, the stakes are high, and this season could be a turning point for several players. What do you think? Who should the Chiefs keep in their wide receiver room? Will Skyy Moore bounce back or be cut? And how much longer can Travis Kelce carry this offense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you never miss any NFL news and analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.